This year alone, I've been responsible for making over $3 million inside of my clients' coaching businesses, and I don't believe I've ever made a video just telling you exactly what I did in order to get there. Now, believe it or not, this formula is the exact same for every single client. There are different nuances that I'm going to talk about in this video. However, I am just going to lay out the exact blueprint that you need to follow in order to create a system where you don't need to take sales calls in order to close clients. You can charge an extremely high amount of money and have people actually believe that you're worth it, and more than anything, where you don't need to spend a ton of time in order to make all of these processes make sense. Now, this video is literally not if you sell cheap stuff. This is not for a coaching program that's literally less than $1,000, but I would probably say your coaching program needs to be about $3,000 to $5,000 per sale. And this is not a video that's going to tell you why you need to start making YouTube videos or making content on social media. You probably should have figured that out by now, that if you're selling something expensive, you need an opportunity for people to be able to understand what they're buying and who they're buying it from. So I don't really care to talk about that in this video. What I am going to cover is literally the exact strategies from 0 to 100 about how to scale a coaching business using YouTube. So no more waiting, let's just dive right into it. When you are trying to scale a coaching business with YouTube, you need to develop 3 pieces of content at scale in perpetuity forever. The first one is just your general problem solving videos. These are very topical videos. These are videos that allow more people to go inside the funnels, like the 5 best or the 5 worst tips, in order for someone to be successful at the problem that you solve. You need to be producing case studies, as in you need to be showing frameworks, systems, and things that you have in place inside of your business that allow people who enter the funnel inside of the first part to understand exactly how to be successful with the things that you sell. And then you need to be producing client interviews. You need to be showing the faces, the experiences, and the stories of the people who have been extremely successful with the thing that you sell. Now, all 3 of these need to be done succinctly in this order for a very specific reason, because you want to answer the 3 questions: who are you, what do you do, and how can you help me? In high ticket coaching businesses, everybody has the exact same questions literally in that order. So you need to answer them inside of that order. You want to create a system where people are able to literally fall down a rabbit hole of your content. They need to be able to know exactly who you are, your background, why you were qualified to teach the things that you teach. They need to be able to see the frameworks, like how you solve the problems, the complicated steps that it goes through in order to get someone from where they are to an extremely quantifiable and achievable result. And then you need to show extreme social proof. You need to show people who have already followed your strategy and then been extremely successful with it, all inside of a successful YouTube content strategy. Now you might be asking, how is this not going to require a whole lot of my time? I'm glad you asked. All of this is actually very, very simple to do and very, very simple to produce. The only thing that you need to do is work backwards from the way that your ideal client thinks about their problems. Think about what I just said and think about what I have just been saying. It is all starting from the question of why somebody is struggling with a particular problem or idea. Let's say you run a coaching business that shows people how to start and scale digital marketing agencies from $0 to $10,000 a month. What is the first question that somebody like that would have? Well, I just told you, they're at 0. So if they need to figure out how to scale from $0 to $10,000 a month, you then will not be able to charge $10,000 for that course, because that person obviously has not made $10,000 yet. So that person wants to know, how do they make their first dollar? You show them how to make their first dollar online. You then show them how to make their second, their third, their fourth, and get all of these clients in the necessary systems. Now, after somebody has closed clients, what is the next problem that they have? Offer and fulfillment. They need to know exactly what they sell. They need to know exactly how to sell it, and more than anything, they need to understand how do they get themselves outside of the process in order for them to make more sales and continue to grow their business. So you need to understand that your content formula follows the problems and the steps that somebody is going to have once they find out and once they discover your content. It's really, really simple, and if you've been in your industry for a very long time, it should be relatively easy for you to figure out. People always have the same problems in the same order. Once you figure out the solution for one person, you can figure out the solution for everybody else. There will be different nuances for different people in different situations. But putting together a YouTube strategy, at least the first part of it, is really, really simple. And the only thing you need to do is work backwards from the ideal thing, because that's what's going to get people's attention. That's what's going to get people inside of your funnel. And very similar to the video that you're watching right now, that is what's going to expose people to say, I actually like this person. You know what? They actually know what they're talking about. And you know what? Even better, they're giving me so much value up front for free. I would love the opportunity to talk to them over a 30-minute call where the entire call is focused on me, my situation, and how this problem can be solved. You allow a space for people to be able to buy into you, because remember, that's what people are buying anyway. Nobody cares about your frameworks. Nobody cares about even necessarily the amount of money or the amount of times you solve the specific problem. They care, are you going to be able to solve my problem? And the only way you do that is creating a system where people trust you. All right, diving a little bit deeper into this, once people understand how to trust you, they need to know that you're good at the thing that you say that you're good at. That's where your frameworks comes in. I guarantee if you're an expert in this, and if you have been solving in the field that you've been solving in for a very, very long time, you have frameworks that are built in place that allow people to be successful if you don't literally go to GammaDoc and develop them. Because what these frameworks are going to allow people to do is try this thing on their own. What we always want to push people to do on YouTube that you don't necessarily do on other platforms is to try the solution by themselves. Truth be told, we understand that if somebody was able to figure out the solution, they probably would have done it already. Because they're Googling and they're typically looking for an answer, especially on YouTube, what you want to do is give them a very actionable step after every single video that is a framework video and say, look, this is exactly how you do this. This is how you get from where you are to the achievable result that you want to be in. Now, here's the back end of it. Here's like the mastery part. We all understand that the people who try it are going to fail, like 90% of them. They're either going to try it and halfway do it because it's too hard, or they're going to try it and it's still not going to work because they don't have the mastery and the oversight of somebody like a coach to be able to understand why this process works the way it does and how it's successful. Super duper simple. But when that happens, what do you think somebody's going to do? They're going to say, look, I actually learned a lot through this process. I obviously don't have the knowledge or expertise to do this by myself. So I probably should just go back to the person that showed me how to do this in the first place. And boom, you now have a new lead inside of your business. Now, this last part in the client interviews part is something that I literally talk about in Ignazium on my channel. It's literally the piece of content that is the most profitable that all of my clients make, that I make all of the time because they genuinely make the most money. You want people to be able to talk about your business. I say this frequently. Generally, you are not the best person to sell your product or service. This might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but trust me, it's not. The best person to sell your product and your service is people who have already been successful with the thing that you do or sell. So what you want to do is take your most successful student, your best case studies, and you want them to, on a recorded call, talk through the challenges, the experience, everything that they went through with you in order to be successful. You then want to take that recorded video, post it on YouTube, and then use it as marketing collateral. This is the process that every agency owner and every coach goes through, where literally they just mess up. Because after the first call, after somebody has already watched your content, they understand exactly who you are, there is still going to be a very large subset of people that don't necessarily know to make an informed buying decision. They don't know, does this thing actually works? This person is very trustworthy, the frameworks sound good, but where is the undeniable proof that this thing works? That is where you insert your case studies. When you insert live proof of somebody saying, no, this thing doesn't just kind of work, it really works. Like, it is the thing that allowed me to get this desirable and this achievable result way faster, way better, and a more experience than anybody else could have ever done it. When somebody hears that, especially when they hear that from your ideal customer, because remember, your ideal customer is always going to look the same, even if they're from different walks of life, the very first thing they say, know, and understand is that, OMG, this person knows what they're talking about. And if I want to achieve the same success from the person who I'm watching in this client interview, the only thing I have to do is buy this coaching program and then I'll be successful. It's literally the number one thing I push all of my clients to do. And I need you to understand, if you want to be successful in YouTube, follow the 3 steps that I just gave you and follow them in that order. Literally, it works. I make a lot of money from it every single month. And I'm trying to tell you, if you want help growing your coaching business, follow these steps or click the first link down below so I can make a customized plan on how you can follow these 3 steps for your business. Thanks so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace!